everyone, and welcome to March. I'm recording today on the day of the new moon, March 2nd, which is also a little portal that we have every month of this year. On the 2nd and the 22nd of every month, we're going to have little portals. And I call them portals of peace and portals of love and portals of our mother energy and our mother frequency, because that's what's going on with the 22. It's bringing in the balance of the feminine to balance the masculine. It's the 2nd today, and I hope you're feeling in love and peace. With everything going on in the world right now, the way that we come to peace is within ourselves, and I've talked about this for years. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go through everything that I'm downloaded and everything that I've got in meditations and experiences that are showing me for March, for what's coming, and some of them are so fantastic. One of the things that I'm really getting is I'm like, all of you know me that have been following me for a long time. I'm extremely high frequency and vibration, so I'm always floating around, and I have to force myself to ground sometimes. But you're going to be feeling this a lot this month, and I want to say the next couple months, March, April, you're going to be feeling this. Even though there's other things going on the earth to try and distract you from your healing process, don't let them, okay? Stay connected to yourself, to becoming who you are, your I am presence, and to being that person that's here in service for source, okay, and for assistance in Gaia and humanity. But don't let these other things distract you, okay? This is very important. So what I've been seeing, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing timelines collapsing. Now, I told a few people about this a couple weeks ago, or maybe a little longer ago. I think it was a couple weeks. I was having visions and these, the state where you're like unconscious, when you're going into that unconscious sleep, and you start seeing things and you start being taken places. And what I was seeing was myself inside these different timelines and seeing myself, watch myself inside these timelines, but also being aware here. So, multidimensional. So while I was watching these timelines, it was like the same story on every timeline, just with different characters, but the same thing. So it was these experiences that had to be had so that you can actually heal them. So if you didn't heal it in from that life, you went forward to another life where it came up again until you heal. If you didn't, then it just kept going, and it keeps going until your present life if you don't heal through your heart, through your sacred heart. And that's the big thing that I always talk about, leading people back home to your sacred heart, because this is where everything happens. This is where your love is. This is where the beautiful divine feminine energy is. This is where we feel. This is where the truth is. Everything's connected here. This is where we know the truth, because we can feel when our heart is in bliss and love and joy or peace and calm. We know that these things are right for us. So in these timelines, I was watching them, and I saw that, okay, they were the same story, but they were weaving these timelines. They were like bleeding through to each other, and they were all just becoming one timeline is what I was seeing. It just showed me that this is what's going to be happening here. It's happening on the earth through every person's culture, your country, and you. So you see what's happening on the earth right now, where the old paradigms, the old programs are coming up from the last, kind of want to control you in different ways, want to control, placing fear in you in different ways, wanting to control you by distractions. Be careful when they pull you off by distracting you of something else, because there's things happening right under your nose that you're not aware about because you're watching something else. So get out of that stuff. Focus on your healing, okay? Focus on your inner work of allowing these timelines, to see these timelines, but also allowing yourself to participate in them through forgiveness in the heart and releasing them in the balance of the feminine and masculine within you. We bring in that love to balance the control stuff that's going on so that we can release it and let it go through forgiveness. This is really important. Because once you forgive yourself because you've participated in these roles, but also forgive all others that have participated, because this has led us to where we are now. But now you're back here doing this work on the earth so that we are dismantling everything. That's why this final is happening right now, to try and grip on. But if you participate in that part in fear in any way, you're holding the consciousness of the planet there and yourself, okay? Plus your country, your culture, everything. Let it go and know that you came here as an organic being of love and light of our mother, father, source, God, whatever you wish to call it. And that's who you are, and that's what you will return to. And the only way you can return to that is by letting go of the other stuff that's trying to hold you in a space and place that is not a true reality. Okay, it's all part of the illusion. So that's what I was seeing, and this is very interesting that I was seeing these, and I knew a few weeks ago when I started seeing these, and Isis had told me back in Mexico that I was going to be doing these webinars. So that webinar to remove this time machine that I have seen embedded in people, and she showed it to me. But also I had a drawing of it. I have it here in my house. It's on a whiteboard back behind me. See, people have come to my house, or I've shown it to them without having written on there what it was, and they saw it right away and said, Keleena, that's a timeline, that's a time machine. I had one of those on me. I have to have it removed. So these are on people. I was shown clearly. So this webinar is actually coming up this weekend on the 5th, and I'll put the link down below for you guys, because it's going to be a 2-hour webinar. So I'm going to be removing that so that I can activate your inner magic. So for those of you that followed me through the grid work in Mexico, you know that Isis had given me the download for the higher. She gave me the download of the gift of the highest magic, because you have to be in your pure heart to actually receive that. And so I guess not a lot of people have that, but it was gifted to me, and I'm very appreciative of it, because I'm going to be utilizing it. I already utilize it every day, doing all kinds of stuff on the grid and all kinds of things for people, you know, just out of the goodness of my heart, because that's how I am. But this has also opened me up to these frequencies, and they're saying variations of different sacred geometries and colors that will be coming through to remove the time machine, but then to activate your inner magic within all of you. So it's going to be really beautiful, because it's like you're going to be coming online. Your magic that you've used in many lifetimes, it's going to be active to be utilized, and no one can ever take that away from you. It's in your DNA. Okay, it's in that DNA. You've stored it in your cells. It's just been suppressed and dormant because of all of the programming that we've had placed on us that we can't do these things. So I myself, since have been gifted that gift of the highest magic, this white pure magic, have been going through a massive transformation since then, and that was October. And then, you know, I came back in November after the end of that, after 11/11. And I've gone through this massive, like, I have so much more coming out of me than ever before. It's amazing. And people have been around me and have said, whoa. So it's happening, and it will happen to you. You've got to remove those layers. I'm going to help you get into your divine alignment, that I am presence, knowing who you are. One of the big things too is empowering the divine feminine this year as well, to come back into that power that you've been missing. So I'm going to do that other webinar. They show me when to do it. So the other one's going to be of the activating and allowing you to, bringing you into that embodiment of the priestess that's missing from fear. So that was the other one that she showed me on Gridwork. That will be coming after this one. But this one had to come first. And now I understand why that one had to come first, because of these timeline collapsings. It had to happen. You've got to go through your forgiveness, releasing things. A lot of you were sorcerers and wizard and dark magic people, and what's happening that's coming off the planet now. So it's coming up and out and off so that we can utilize this white magic. And if you've done all this work, white magic is alchemy, okay? It's healing, it's purification. It's the energy of source running and working through you. It's what Mary Magdalene, Isis, all of those very powerful goddesses did. Also, Yeshua did that. You can call it magic because that's what it is. It's just another name for it. So it's alchemy. And it's very golden. They're showing me this golden energy right now, very golden energy. So I saw that, all of that, the bleeding of the timelines, how it all comes into one so you can heal it all and release it. Okay, so this is what's coming up in, and so that you can go through these things. So there's a lot of you, some of you have already gone through these things and you won't have to go through that yet, but there's a lot of you going through it now. And you're feeling like you're being choked or you're underwater, you can't breathe, I can't do this. You got a lot of purging coming up. It's okay, let it come up. Okay, let it come up, forgive yourself, forgive all others, so that you can move forward in this. All right? And also so that you can make the right decisions for you and follow your heart and the things that make you happy, because that is so important right now. If you're not happy in a situation, place, space, event, all right, with a person, it's time for you to really step back and take a look and go, this isn't right for me. I need to create this change. All right. And that's happening with this and these energies also of the Venus and Mars that are really, when I see Venus and Mars, I'm seeing them like, ooh, just this love, this energy of love, two colors just intertwining and just creating this magical ball of love, of oneness, of unity, of no separation. That's what I see with it. And it's so beautiful. And I'm giving it to you. Aniana kurush namara nayai. Okay. All right. So creation, like I've been saying for a long time, keep creating, you guys, because creation is so important right now. I've said this in a couple other videos. You know, when things dismantle and fall apart, there needs to be something to take its place. And so what's going to take its place? The new creations that are created in 5D or higher energies, fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional energies, the eighth dimensional, the energies that come from there and flow through you and into you to create new things that are in alignment with why we're supposed to be here, in love, with the alignment of source, with the alignment of the elementals for the new earth, with the alignment of all that we are and all that we have ever been, which is love, love, love. Always love. Okay? So create and really create through utilization of your truth. What feels right for you? Same thing again. Your heart is where your truth is. If it feels good here, you're on the right path. Okay? And I was seeing a lot of things. I'm not going into details of them because I don't want to take a lot of time, but you know, when the old things fall down or the old things are gone and we're not focused on those anymore, what happened before the earth, what happened out there in the universe, it doesn't matter anymore. You guys have to stop bringing that stuff up. So many people are holding on to that. Let that go. Because what we're doing is when you're creating the new, you're creating the newness for things at all different levels, even pleasure. Okay? Sit down and just relax into something and get yourself something that you haven't enjoyed, a piece of food. I would like you to take a fruit, okay? Because for me it was the apple. And I want you to sit there and I want you to be grateful for that piece of fruit, whatever you pick up. And I want you to see how Mother is so abundant and how she gives us, okay? And I just heard organic, make sure it's organic. Yes, thank you. And I want you to just look at it and love it and fill it with that love and thank it, okay, for what it's going to bring you in your body. And then I want you to take a bite or place it in your mouth. If it's a grape or a cherry or a strawberry, whatever, have that bite, taste it slowly and feel it. And feel the textures of it, but also the flavor of it. And allow that flavor, that taste, that whether it's juicy, whether it's sweet, whether it's sour, whatever it is, allow it to take you away. Allow it to take you to another vibration, to its vibration, okay? Allow that piece of fruit to take you to its vibration, because remember, those are live foods. They're grown in the sun with the codes of the sun. So allow it to feel the vibration of their cellular structure within you. And you're going to start to feel their heartbeat. You're going to feel so much of that piece of fruit. And you're going to have that sensation, that newness, that new beginnings, and that new pleasure of enjoying this all over again. These are the things that we need to do. We need to go back and start over. And with something that simple. And you can teach this to your kids as well. Okay? It's so simple. And yes, for me it was the apple. And I won't say anymore. Okay. So stay focused on your creation and also peace, okay? These are my notes from my meditation. Don't allow yourself to be pulled or don't follow the pull to overtake your ego fear, because you are being led into distractions. So again, turn off your TVs, turn off all that stuff, and keep yourself aligned with your I am presence by just saying, I now call forth my divine I am presence. Feel yourself go right there. You're going to feel a change in your heart shift. Breathe into it. Feel that oneness that you are with the creator source when you do that. And for those of you that don't get there the first time, for those of you just awakening, you can do it 10 or more times until you start to feel this shift in your heart here. Okay, it's a lot easier to get into this now because you don't have to do all the things that we've done lifetimes ago to actually get here to feel that again. It's being made easier and easier and easier for those of us that have been actually focusing on taking people here for a long time to align. Align. Namiyana ur namash nasakaras nasanto ur yamai. Okay. I try to read my scribble. Oh, this is really important. So for me, this is so interesting because this has been coming together for me. I feel like I'm finding my true community here in Sedona where I live. I'm finding the true people, the sisters that support each other and hold each other in space when they need to. And this is going to be happening all over. And you need to find these people in your own community. Reach out and find those that have like vibration, the ones that are there that they're always willing to open the door to help you. They don't judge you for what you say. You can express yourself and not judge yourself, but also not judge others by what they say, and know that, you know, everybody's still going to have their own opinions of things, but let it be okay. You don't have to fall into patterns and beliefs of someone else's if it doesn't align with you, all right? But find your support system. Community is going to be very important because, as I've talked about this many times before, I had that vision in 2004 that gave us the 20-year countdown. The 20-year countdown ends on December 26, 2024. And then 2025 is when I really see us going into the Aquarian age. But between now and then, you're really going to need to have those people around you that you can have that support with, that you can have that feeling of community with, that if you need something, they're there. If you don't have something or somebody else, you can share it. You can have that support in so many different ways. It's really, really going to be important over the next couple of years because if you remember my January video, I said, with this year, it's going to be up and down. And if you know how to ride the waves of energy right now by staying in your heart, by knowing this is an illusion, by knowing that all the dismantling has to happen, you're going to be okay. But for those of you that are not there, that are falling in, you're in that transformation, that deep transformation, you're going through the purging, you think you're going crazy, you think the earth's going crazy, that kind of stuff. Those of you really are going to need that support. Find your community, but also find a good healer to help you as well, okay? And of course, I do my special healing that's different than any other healers because everyone has their own healing, but I'm booked months in advance. So if you don't want to wait for me, please find somebody else in your area, okay? And I always say that because I always encourage people, if you need to see someone right away. This is one thing I want to say though. Make sure you read people's testimonials. Make sure they have them because a lot of people out there right now are fake. We are even finding that here where I live. There's a lot of people wearing masks. There's a lot of people out there that are claiming to be spiritual to take people's money. There's those of us like myself, we've been doing this for years. We have testimonials after testimony after testimonial. So make sure you find people that are really real. I'm going to say genuinely real in here in service and doing what they came for. And when I say in service, we came back here to be our authentic selves and do the work we do. Like for me, my in-service work is I travel, I do grid work to help change the consciousness of the planet. I do crystal work on the grid. I do all kinds of things that in service you don't get paid for, you just do it because it comes in and you know that you have to do it. And then in alignment, I'm a multidimensional quantum energy healer and the light language key code activator. I'm a divine feminine leader for the new earth. I'm a women's empowerment activator. So these are the things that I do with my work and a lot more stuff. But the things that we do in service, I can even go and even in services, if you are one of those people that has a lot of money, then gift someone some money and help them out. If you see someone on the street, that could be your service as well. Okay, service comes in a lot of different ways, and it comes from a place of compassion. Okay, all comes from here. All right, and that divine knowing that you're here to do that. Okay. Utilizing, let me see, make sure I got everything. Yes, the community. Oh, when you connect with your community, make sure it feels right here. Okay, again, it's all about the heart. Make sure these people, you feel genuinely good around them in your heart. If you don't, it's not going to be the right people for you just yet. Your sacred voice. This is so important. Your sacred voice, utilizing your sacred voice. Continue to speak your truth, because when you don't, you're holding yourself back and you're not helping change the consciousness of the planet. Now, I'm not talking about screaming about things or political things or things like that that are going on. I'm talking about your sacred voice, what you truly feel in here is right for you, what you truly in here feel is a way that things can be changed in positivity and light and love. If you sing, and I'm not talking about some of that nasty music that's on, I have to say, is just vulgar and doesn't do anything but hold people in low vibration. A lot of your kids are probably listening to, and the 20-somethings and something, and even the 30-somethings. That stuff is just low vibration to hold you in a different state mentality than you should be. Okay, that stuff is, I'm going to say it, not so great in vibration. It doesn't allow you to raise your frequency. So yeah, so sing codes of love, sing songs that are of love, sing songs that create joy, change the environment where you're at, where you live, around you, and make you feel good when you sing them. Okay, the other ones, they're all part of they're not genuine. That's what my team just said. They are not genuine to the light. That's all I'm going to say, because that's what's coming in. Okay. Arts, creativity, magic. Where's your strength? Follow your strength. Follow your heart. And sit down, after you're done with this video, or maybe the next day, and really focus on, where's my strength? What am I good at? What do I love to do? Because this is part of you coming into alignment with who you are, why you're here, how you're here to serve. And ask yourself those questions and allow yourself to feel it. And if you go, well, I'm here to, blah, blah, blah. Um, I'm here to create a better app for this person so that I can get more things quickly this way. Well, feel how that actually feels here. And if that's something that's coming from ego, your heart's not going to expand and be in joy. Okay? Um, so follow that. And creativity is so important right now, but make sure you're doing it for what's in alignment with your work. And if you don't know what your work is, that's why people like myself help you to find those, get through the layers of the old program of who you think you are to bring you into alignment of who you truly are. You got to take all those onion layers off to find who you were when you were born and what you were here to do, because it just gets all covered up by what everyone else is telling you you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to think, patterns, behaviors of someone else. Bye-bye. Don't need those anymore. Give them to God. Dissolve them in love. Send them to source. Okay, so the feminine masculine balance is really, I'm telling you, the next now and through the next couple months, I really feel this. And this is what this year is about. The 2022 is a 6th year, and this is about the balance. And I will have that on the webinar that I'm doing this weekend. Again, it is 2 hours. If you want to sign up, I'll have the link below, or you can go to my website and find it, or my social media. A lot of people have already signed up. There's a ton of people on there already because they want their inner magic activated and they want those time machines taken off, because that holds you to linear time. It holds you to those old programs. We don't need those anymore. We're moving into a new time. We're moving into freedom. And that's what you deserve, because you're God's sovereign being of love, light, and you're here to be free. This is what you came back here for. This is what you deserve. I'm going to do a little light language for this month of March for you. For those of you that don't know light language, it's the language of love. It comes from our source above and it comes through me. There's 5 different categories, and within each category, I speak all of them. There's more subcategories, and I channel. So I've channeled over 60 different languages now, coming from whether the elementals or earth languages or the ancient languages or galactics. There's so many of them, and it's vibration that comes in, and it comes through me because I'm an open conduit for source, and I only allow the highest benevolent source, love, light, creator beings of the highest vibration and highest frequency to work through me, as me, around me, for you. For those of you that are listening to this, sometimes when I sing, that's the angelics, the tone and the frequency gets so high that it will not record. So you're still receiving the energy of it. Just know that. So if it gets cut off, that's actually what's happening. My frequency gets so high that it won't, you can't hear it. Motor nama at neras no sukurs nush nara I arianta nakara aora na aora na adora namare nek nuru masakrak as miro namari ki very galactic. Ut namoro uyaya u he mahanyana saraham yo Doroshnama. This is a symbol of the Pleiades, the 7 sisters. Na atok na yarontu, Maria na iya ashnakir. Biad one, aro, urash namur. With thy soul. Mekiana at nurushna Moriana Maria Nahaya ka Daresna sanami Shishira krasnosut. Crystalline frequency. Ateamai. I feel my wings going. Feel a lot of times the solar plexus opening with a lot of these, so it's activation to assist you with that, because a lot of you have that want to control the outcome of things, just like, you know, that's what's going on right now. So when we let go of that, we can actually help change things within ourselves, but also what's going on out there. And apur nama. And that's not saying that you have to allow others to control you. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. It's the want to try to control the outcome of things is holding you in a space and place where your ego's getting in the way. So that's what's happening with that. All right, na'atakara. Expansion there of the heart, that's the fairies. Satorama aunyarai. Araki. All right, everybody. That's March. That's the first half of March. The second half of March video I will have on my Patreon on Tier 1 for my Patreon members. Thank you, Patreon members, for tuning in, and for all of you that are supporting, and for all of you that are on Tier 5 on that Priestess path this year that we are going through. That's absolutely been engaging even for myself, as all of the cellular structures and things are opening for me, as I'm also helping awaken you. So that's been actually fantastic. So for those of you that are already signed up for the webinar, I will see you on Saturday. For those that are not, it's available on the link below. Click on there and get on there. It's only $33, which is really inexpensive for 2 hours of activations that are going to change and transform your life. There are other webinars on my website that I've already done over the years, and they have transformed people's lives. So if you haven't done any of them, get on there, take a look at them, and you can try one of those first if you want to, okay? I love you all. I wish you such a magical March. Be in love, be in peace, be in your heart, and stay aligned. I am. Blessings, everyone. I'm back. And I do apologize if the video is grainy or breaks up a little bit, but the internet has been a little wonky, and I keep putting out there that it's going to be absolutely perfect every day. So I apologize if the video seemed unstable, but there's other parts for March that I'm experiencing since March 1st, and it's really important that I actually share this because I feel like a lot of you are going to be having this experience as well. And one of it is this like acceleration that I'm having, and those people that are around me know what I'm going through right now, because a lot of them are going through it too, but I am in that, like I talked about in January and February, how I've been in this alignment completely where my higher self is saying, this is what we're doing today. This is what we're doing today. But right now, I have this overwhelming feeling of having like before the spring equinox is actually what I'm picking up. And so some of you may actually be having that too. And I feel talking to one of the sisters today, and I said, I need to go and add this on there because this is what I'm experiencing. I feel like a lot of you are going to experience this as well. I have so many projects going on right now too. Plus, I'm always helping others, and I had to come into alignment with the choices and what I'm working on first, okay? Because these projects I'm seeing, they need to be done. This acceleration point is here right now. It's like, I gotta get this done. I have all these things I have to get done. And this has nothing to do with the masculine part of me. It has to do with there's this point coming that I feel is astrological, okay? It's astrological coming, and it has to do with the spring equinox or the second half of the month, which I'm going to talk about on with the Patreon people. But I'm being pushed to finish these projects and pushing me to be in this alignment for what's best for my own happiness. Meditate. If you've got a lot of things going on, and meditate on what you're supposed to be doing first that's in alignment with your service, but what makes you happy, okay? What's expanding your heart when you're focusing on it? That's so important, and I want to make sure that I included that in this video because this is what's best for your own happiness. I wrote my own notes down from my own experience that's happening. It's my own perspective, and it's my perception of what's happening with me, but it's going to be very much what's happening with a lot of the world. So it's what's best for your own, okay? And to expand on that or elaborate on that, when we choose what makes us happy, okay, what fulfills what we're here to do in our service, this is where we're creating our freedom. The things that are not so important just fall away. And all of the gripping is happening now because they're trying to hold on to us, holding on to things that create fear within us, but that's not where we are anymore. We're focusing on what makes us happy. You're focusing on the things that are projecting beautiful outcomes and the changes upon the planet. And the changes for you, the changes for your family, the changes for humanity, for Gaia. This is why we came. So I really wanted to add that in here. I also, just from my meditation notes, our higher self aligns us, and we, as I've always said, we must choose to follow our heart, choose to live in your heart. And this is so very much the truth. So folk wrote down this morning, I was really sitting here this morning, so I got up early. I've been getting up some days here at 5 o'clock. Be like, okay, Spirit wants me up. So I have these little notes. On this one is about every time we choose one, okay, we need to trust how we feel. Even if it's challenging to us, or we feel like we're being challenged in a way that's not in alignment for us, what we have to do is sit, okay, and respect what we're seeing, because we're seeing this year for the final pieces this next couple years. And, 2022 is showing us to end the duality. Because we're coming into that balance. And I talked about balance earlier in the video. So we need to choose the new way to respond to what's going on and trust what we feel, okay? Even though it's challenging, we have choices, we have options when we're doing this. And then when you create the new path with your choice, all right, with your new choice, that you choose through your heart and how you feel, you've created this, that's what they show me, like the rainbow bridging effect. Okay, you've created this. And when you actually create this, you create it for others to follow this path as well. So it's just like the grandmother spider, how she weaves the webs, or how in the old behaviors and programs, because you're raising your vibration. Raising vibration is the most important thing, because when you raise your vibration, you leave those thoughts, patterns, and behaviors behind. That's the only way you do it. So when you are creating this bridging and path, this bridging and creating this new options and choices for others to see it as well, this is where this weaving is happening, this patterning, this new patterning is happening, and it's like growing. And in this growth, this is creating the new world, the new earth that we want to be living on. The choices, again, come from here, not from the false identity created ego that held you in the program and in a safety and comfort of something that really wasn't true. Okay, so I'm just going to check my notes one more time. I'm happy. Again, this is how we change the world. This was my big message. It's how we change the world. Templates, yes. It's, so we're removing the old patterns, programs, the old templates through this work that we're doing, healing ourselves, but we're creating the new template for the new earth. It's that new crystalline template that is coming through us. It's within us. It's part of us because we are crystalline. We're becoming these crystalline beings. So our choices are at that higher elevated frequency and love light of all that we are in every day. On the moment we get pulled backwards or we're in a situation of a lower vibration where we're feeling that pull backwards, that's when we need to stop and say, whoa, this is not making me feel good. And that's where we make that choice that benefits not just us, because we are one of a whole. It benefits everyone. That's why you're seeing the contrast so big right now on the earth. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to stay in a program that is not allowing you to be who you truly are? Or do you want to make these new choices, no matter how challenging it might feel in that moment, to move forward to create your freedom and create the freedom for everybody upon this planet, as well as Gaia? I literally want to cry right now because it's like, that's why we came back here. And I know so many of you are feeling challenged right now and you feel lost in your way, because a lot of my clients are feeling this right now because you're going through having to leave your old ego behind. You're disconnecting with your old ego, your old patterns, behaviors, thoughts, and expressions of who you thought you were. That was part of the program. And I have so much compassion for you because I did this years and years ago. And I knew how I felt in that moment. The judgment, all of those things. But those are things also that we have to leave behind, because the only ones judging us is ourselves. We're judging what we think someone else is going to think of us, but in reality, we're only judging ourselves because those people are mere reflections of where we're at that point in our life. Okay? So let's move forward. Let's all move to teach you from experiences. It's so important for me to share my experience because I want you to get through this part of your process, knowing that you can get to the other side, because I'm there and I've been there for a long time. And this is why I'm teaching this, and this is why I'm helping people every single day. This is why when you come into your heart and you create and you become that heart coherent being that you are, where everything flows through, works through, is you, and is of those within you and with everyone else, this is where you have no challenges anymore. This is where you just need to align with your higher self, and your higher self is going to show you the truth. It's going to show you the way that you need to go. Or it's going to show you that contrast, and that contrast is going to make you feel, oh, is this what I want to choose, or is this what I want to choose? You're always going to choose feeling good over knowing what the pattern was before, which made you feel bad, or made you feel not good enough, or made you feel unworthy. That's not the direction. Or didn't give you any freedom. That's not the direction. So I hope when I'm sharing here, this little piece that I'm adding is helping, because I was told this morning, put this in here, go back and add it before you do this video. So if you want to create peace and freedom, you need to do it within yourself, okay? And when we choose this, I said this in one of my videos, I think maybe last year or the year before, we are that rainbow bridge. We are that rainbow bridge when we choose to change ourselves. And then we create that bridge of the new patterns that create the new templates for the new earth, and that crystalline vibration and that crystalline frequency and ascension that we all came back here to experience. That's all I wanted to say. Te quiero sunta moria, na maia ayapat. From my heart to yours, I love you. And I hope you feel ayat. And my Blu-ray just shut out. I just saw my Blu-ray go to you. I'm a Blu-ray cosmic, divine feminine high priestess. So that's going to be part of this event, Reclaiming Your Divine Feminine, that's coming up, that my dear sister Shakina, that's going to be doing this with me and a couple others. I'll elaborate on that in the next video, but that's coming. And whenever a lot of you know the story behind that, the first time I ever saw it, that's going to be like, I cannot wait for this event coming. And Sisters of the Rose is coming as well. For those of you that want to be here in Sedona in May, that's coming as also July. So this is where I am. For all of you, and wish you a beautiful March. Patreon, I will be covering a lot more for the rest of March. And for those of you on Tier 5, we will be doing the spring equinox. We'll be doing some magic, and we're hanging in here and listening. I wish you a beautiful March. Here. Be in peace, be in love, make choices in your heart. This is how we change the world. Everything else crumbles, dissolves, when you make the choices in your heart, in service for Gaia, Source, humanity, and yourself. I love you. Eternal love, eternal light, eternal life. Maya Kita, Aya At. Blessings. Yo soy tú.